Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Rundown. We're going to go over the MLB games scheduled for Monday, September 8th, 2025. If you like this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Put those baseball picks in the comment section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, the games I love the most, including my daily rundown best bet in Major League Baseball, you can find those at the Premium Picks tab at pickdawgz.com. There's also a link in the description. Alrighty, here we go. Here are the games for Monday, Major League Baseball. First up, we've got the Kansas City Royals taking on the Cleveland Guardians. We've got Ryan Bergert and Slade Cecconi as the starters. Now, not my favorite Monday card in Major League Baseball. A few games we're missing some pitching information. Could see some pitching changes. I'll try to update in the comments section. But when you look at this matchup, Ryan Bergert's been pitching well for KC. 2 runs or fewer in 5 straight games. He wasn't necessarily my favorite acquisition by the Royals at the deadline, but he has been proving me wrong quite a bit recently, as his strikeout numbers have been there. His control's been okay, and he's not given up too much sharp contact, although he has given up at least 1 home run in 4 of his last 5 starts. He has pitched against a pretty weak strength of schedule, some weak lineups, but you're facing a Guardians team that in the last month has been near the bottom of the league in team OPS and isolated power against right-handed pitching. You got Slade Cecconi on the other side for Cleveland, who gave up 7 earned runs his last start against the Red Sox. He's been very inconsistent as of late, and the Guardians have lost 4 of his last 5 starts. I'm going to roll with the Royals in this one on the money line on the road. Next up, the Nationals and the Marlins. We've got Cade Cavalli and Jackson Junk as the starters. I do think that Cavalli is the better option in this game, despite his, so far struggles away from Nationals Park. Jansen Junk's first start back since returning from the 15-day IL. Hasn't been a ton of time, but I was also not really in love with his game before the injury, as we talked about the regression concerns with some not so great underlying numbers, and I think the Nationals can get to Junk early in this game. And Cade Cavalli, like I said, so far it's been inconsistent work from him at the major league level. ERA just below 5, but I do think he still has that upside. I mean, at one point he was one of the bigger pitching prospects in all of baseball, certainly in the Nationals organization. He's got good strikeout stuff. He pitched well against this Marlins lineup last time out. So I'm going to roll with the Nationals in this game at a solid price on the money line. Next up, we've got the New York Mets taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. We've got Aaron Nola and Nolan McLean as the projected starters. It's funny because the Mets have dominated this season series. They're up 7-2, and they've played well against the Phillies over the last couple of years as well. Despite having that 7-2 season series advantage in 2025, the Phillies are the team that's actually well ahead in the division standings and can really put the final nail in the coffin if they win this series or obviously sweep this series at home. I don't think they do, though. At least I don't think they sweep the series. I think it's going to be a competitive one. I think they lose this first game. Nolan McLean has proven to be a really good option in this Mets rotation. The Mets are absolutely crushing right-handed pitching. Aaron Nola has just not been the sharpest since returning from injury. He's given up 10 earned runs his last 2 starts combined. I think he's in trouble here against the Mets team. It's seen him quite a few times over the years, and I look for the Mets to win this game. Like I said, I look for a very competitive series, an entertaining series, but give me the Mets in Game 1 on the money line. Next up, we've got the Brewers and the Rangers. We've got Jose Quintana listed for Milwaukee, but no official starter right now for the Rangers. Quintana, we've talked about it many times this season. Good numbers on paper, even though those numbers are starting to creep up a little bit recently with his ERA, now at 3.7, giving up 9 earned runs his last 2 starts. But good numbers on paper and a winning machine from Milwaukee. The Brewers have won a lot of his starts this year, 3 of his last 5 games as well. Despite all of that, the expected numbers are not great. The underlying numbers are scary. A 5.21 expected ERA. He's in the bottom 13th percentile in expected batting average. Doesn't miss a lot of bats. He's only got 83 strikeouts in 121 innings. And now the walks are starting to pile up. 7 walks given up his last 2 starts combined. Enter the Texas Rangers, a team that's still not out of it in the American League wild card, even though it's very unlikely that they get there. And the Rangers team, it's really improved offensively against left-handed pitching in the last month. I mean, this is a team that's been bottom of the league in a lot of the important hitting metrics against lefties in 2025. But in the last month, their strikeout rate's gone down, their walk rate's up a little bit, and the OPS and isolated power numbers are right around league average, if not above league average. So I'm going to roll with the Rangers in this game. Maybe take team total over, but I like the Rangers on the money line. Next up, we've got the Twins and the Angels. We got Simeon Woods-Richardson for Minnesota, but no official starter right now for the Angels. Woods-Richardson struggled on the road this season. I don't think he's a great option in this Twins rotation. Obviously, the Angels are not necessarily known for their pitching either, so we'll have to wait and see who the official starter is for the Halos. But right now, I'm leaning towards the Angels. I think this is still a capable lineup, even though they're not having their best month against right-handed pitching. I think they'll be able to get to Woods Richardson, and I'm leaning right now towards the Angels on the money line. Next up, we've got the Reds and the Padres. We got Nick Lodolo and Yu Darvish as the starters. I think this could be a tough spot offensively for San Diego, at least early on. I like the Reds in the first 5 innings. Lodolo's pitched well on the road this season despite struggling in his last road game, but overall a sub-3 ERA away from Great American. And this is a Padres team. It's been up and down against lefties in 2025, but they're coming off a Coors Field series, no days off in between. Yu Darvish is also not pitching too well as of late. He's had an inconsistent start to the season. So I think the Reds can take the lead through the first 5 innings. I think this is a clear bullpen advantage for San Diego in this series. So just give me Cincinnati first 5 money line. Next up, we've got the Cardinals and the Mariners. We've got Miles Mikolas and Brian Wu as the projected starters. Miles Mikolas has pitched pretty well recently. Brian Wu has not been his sharpest, at least not his ace-level stuff. But despite that, I still think this is a big-time pitching mismatch in favor of Seattle. Miles Mikolas' last 2 games, like I said, he pitched well. 11 innings combined of just 2 earned run baseball. But both those games were at Busch Stadium, where he's had great numbers this season. When he goes on the road, he's got an ERA just below 7 at 6.8. 17 home runs given up in about 60 innings of work, and a full 100 points higher opponent's batting average on the road than he has at Busch Stadium. So I know this is a pitcher-friendly ballpark in T-Mobile, but I still think Mikolas struggles in this game. I think Brian Wu gets back to his good stuff, as the Cardinals have been one of the worst lineups in baseball against right-handed pitching in the last 30 days and pretty much overall this season. So give me Seattle in this one on the run line at T-Mobile Park. Next up, the Arizona Diamondbacks taking on the San Francisco Giants. We've got Nabil Crismatt and Logan Webb as the starters. I really like backing Nabil Crismatt recently. He's been really good to us. 3 straight victories for Crismatt as a starter for Arizona. A couple of those were getting really good prices in those games. But this one, I can't get there with the Diamondbacks. Their struggles against right-handed pitching have been there offensively. Logan Webb is in great form. Crismatt still has some regression concerns right now. I don't expect him to hold that 2.14 ERA for too much longer. The Giants have been one of the better lineups in baseball recently. I'm going to lean towards the Giants. Not a great price here, but I'll lean towards San Francisco on the run line. Next up, we've got the Red Sox and the Athletics. We got Garrett Crochet and Luis Morales as the starters. This is Garrett Crochet, one of the best lefties in baseball, one of the best pitchers in baseball. But we saw a similar situation not too long ago where the best pitcher in baseball, at least the American League, and Tarek Skubal, faced against the Athletics in this same stadium and struggled, gave up 6 runs, one of his weakest starts of the season. Even though there were a lot of those unearned runs, gave up a grand slam in the late going to Shane Langoliers for the A's to win that game, and at a really good price. I mean, the Tigers were big-time favorites. Anytime Skubal's on the mound, you're almost guaranteed to see a minus 200 or more price. And we cashed with the Athletics in that game. And I think Garrett Crochet could be in trouble in this one. Garrett Crochet had a great season, but his last game against the Guardians, one of his worst starts of the year, probably his worst start maybe one of his worst starts of his career. I mean, 7 earned runs, 4 home runs in 6 innings of work. Now, the Red Sox were able to back him up. They were able to win that game 11-7. They've won his last 3 games. But now you're pitching in a very hitter-friendly ballpark where there's so many home runs hit, and you're facing an Athletics team that's been crushing left-handed pitching in the second half of the year. To make matters worse, they're facing a lot of lefties recently, so staying in the groove of things where, facing Kikuchi on Saturday, Ferris on Sunday, now another lefty on Monday. This A's lineup is really dangerous against southpaws, and Luis Morales is a really underrated starting pitcher. He is a big-time pitching prospect for the A's. He's had a great season so far. Like we talked about, we thought he was going to go on Sunday. He's moved to Monday. He has, his control was the big question mark because he had a lot of walks in the minor leagues, a lot of walks in his first couple of outings in the major leagues, but recently his control's been a lot better. Now, we could see him blow up at times with that control, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him give up some runs in this game. But he's got great strikeout stuff. I expect him to get a lot of run support in this game. I'm going to roll with the Athletics at a really solid price. I lean towards the over as well, but give me the A's on the money line. Next up, we've got the Rockies and the Dodgers. We've got Chase Dollander for Colorado, but no official starter right now for the Dodgers. Now, you've heard me say many times this season, I think eventually Chase Dollander will be a great option at the major league level, whether it's with the Rockies or another team. But right now, it just doesn't look like he's quite ready yet. We've seen him struggle this season. ERA just below 7 with a 2-12 record. We've seen him struggle in his last game, 6 earned runs against the Giants. We saw him struggle against these Dodgers back on August 21st. It was 3 2/3, 7 earned runs, and 9 base hits. And even if he bounces back in a game like this, even if he tosses a quality start, which we've seen at times, we saw it against the Astros on the road, his last road start on August 27th, I still don't think that'd be enough for a Rockies run line cover, because this is a Rockies team that's been solid offensively recently, but mostly at Coors Field. They're coming off the Coors Field homestand with no days off in between. I think the Dodgers are obviously in desperation mode for some victories as they look to hold on for their division lead in the National League West. This looks to be a gimme game for the Dodgers where they win it very comfortably. So I'm going to roll the Dodgers in this one. I'm going to lay 1.5 and 2.5 runs with LA at home. And that's it. Those are the games for Monday in baseball. Hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at the Premium Picks tab at pickdawgz.com, and there is a link in the description. As always, Ron Romanelli. Good luck.